If you spend enough time looking at internet history memes, you'll eventually run into a familiar punchline: the Italian military during the Second World War. This stereotype paints Italy's armed forces as incompetent, uncommitted, and perpetually ready to retreat. But Benito Mussolini took his military ambitions incredibly seriously. The man known as Il Duce envisioned a restored Roman Empire, aiming to carve out a massive territory for Italy to rule alongside the rest of the Axis powers. Those grand plans quickly collided with reality. 2 weeks into their invasion of France, Italian forces completely stalled out. They failed to conquer Greece and Yugoslavia without a massive German bailout, and they lost control of North Africa despite outnumbering British forces in Libya 10-1. Looking at this track record, it is easy to blame the men on the ground. Modern historians, however, reject that conclusion. The Italian state sent its troops to the front lines hollowed out by crippling logistical, industrial, and strategic failures. The collapse started at the very top. Mussolini rushed aggressively into the conflict, ignoring top marshals like Pietro Badoglio, who warned him to be patient. Mussolini simply pushed aside reports of severe logistical deficiencies. The Italian high command lacked the ability to effectively push back against these rash decisions. Many of Mussolini's senior officers had gained their positions through political affiliation and personal loyalty to the Fascist Party, rather than any actual military experience. This leadership vacuum trickled down to the training grounds. Officers prepared their soldiers for First World War-era scenarios, failing to adapt to the highly mobile nature of modern combat. Before a single shot was fired, the Italian military was operating on a strategy disconnected from reality, guided by commanders who lacked the expertise to execute a modern war. Even if the leadership had possessed a sound strategy, they lacked the physical means to carry it out. Italy suffered a severe baseline disadvantage in natural resources, lacking the domestic coal and oil required to power a wartime manufacturing sector. The sheer scale of this industrial gap is visible in the artillery shortage. While the army required 15,000 modern guns, domestic factories were producing just 8% of that total annually. To make matters worse, the tiny fraction of weapons that actually made it off the assembly line and into the hands of soldiers were frequently defective. The nation's industrial output was thoroughly outclassed by its neighbors. Britain and its allies consistently outcompeted Italian production, leaving Mussolini's grand ambitions starving for basic physical support. This industrial starvation crippled every branch of the military. The Italian Navy boasted an imposing fleet in the Mediterranean, outnumbering British and French vessels in the region, yet they were frequently anchored in port due to massive fuel shortages. The Air Force was incredibly disorganized, with less than half of their planes operational in September 1939. By the final stages of the conflict, Italian pilots were still being forced to fly outdated biplanes into hostile skies. This binary system was a desperate attempt to inflate division counts on paper. By gutting infantry units from 3 regiments down to 2, the military increased its total divisions, while their actual fighting capacity plummeted. While supposed to increase maneuverability, Italy lacked the automotive parts to motorize these units. Soldiers marched on foot to face fully mechanized enemies. The troops in these formations rarely had adequate weapons or rations. The newly adopted Carcano rifles suffered from such severe accuracy and jamming issues that soldiers often swapped them out for leftover World War I models just to survive firefights. The cascading failures of the state left Italian ground troops entirely exposed. They were forced to fight a high-speed war equipped with antique tools, broken supply lines, and gutted formations. The historical outcome was inevitable. Plagued by these compounding strategic and material deficits, the Italian military suffered a string of severe losses and capitulated in 1944. Journalist William L. Shire noted another deficit in the Italian war machine: popular support. Unlike the civilian population in Germany, the Italian public never truly embraced fascism, leaving Mussolini's regime without the societal backing needed to fix its mounting crises. The myth of the cowardly Italian soldier overlooks a grounded reality. Battlefield bravery means nothing when a state fails to arm its own people, leaving them to face a modern war with nothing but outdated tools and a leadership blinded by its own delusions.